Hello world, I am getting a haircut. Doesn't sound like that big news, I know, but I will need your help before it happens. I'm going to be raising money before I cut them off. So first, let me explain why I got dreadlocks in the first place. So in 2021, I struggled with very bad health due to endometriosis, specifically a huge cyst on my right ovary. An endometrionic tissue was growing on most organs in my pelvic region, which meant that I was living in constant, debilitating pain for about 7 months. This meant that due to most days being spent bedbound, my hair at the time was getting very matted, to the point where it started dreadlocking itself. But not prettily, it was a whole mess, just like me. The whole experience was terrifying and extremely painful, especially dealing with it when I was meant to be having fun and traveling and had no physical support from my family or long-term friends due to travel being made impossible by COVID restrictions. So after I had surgery, I moved to Byron and I was surrounded by people with this hairstyle. It completely changed my perspective on the locks that had plagued my hair previously. I decided to get them done properly as a developed version of the hair that had twisted and knotted itself due to my ill health. They served as a visual reminder of all the pain that I had gone through and my ability to guide myself through that with strength. They became my personal badge of honor. I have toyed with the idea of getting rid of them for some time now, but as I'm so emotionally attached to them, I knew I needed something really big to happen to make me okay with letting them go. This is where you come in. I have decided to raise money and awareness for endometriosis research within this process of shedding all of the trauma that I went through. If I can help others by getting a haircut, that sounds like an ideal driving force to let them go. Endometriosis is a chronic illness where the endometrionic tissue that usually forms inside the uterus forms on other organs inside the body, which in rare cases can even include the brain, but mostly they will form on organs inside the abdomen. This causes inflammation and scar tissue, which can bind organs together and twist them out of shape, which is what happened to me. My bladder, stomach, and intestines were pushed into shapes and places where they should not have been. It can severely affect your ovaries and therefore your fertility. In my case, my period was pushed backwards inside my ovary, which is called retrograded menstruation, and at its worst became a 9-centimeter cyst. For size reference, the entire womb and both ovaries usually measure 12 centimeters. So you can imagine how much this was pushing stuff around inside my body. Endometriosis causes chronic pain, fatigue, bloating, nausea, heavy bleeding, infertility, depression, and anxiety. This obviously affects your overall quality of life and sexual health, where sex can become a physically difficult and emotionally stressful experience. Endometriosis affects 10% of female-born people globally, which means that currently 190 million people are suffering. There is currently no cure, and proper treatment and removal is only available once the symptoms completely control your life. I was only given surgery months after repeatedly going to the emergency room with severe pain, which turned out to be a ruptured hemorrhaging ovarian cyst. I was in extreme pain and hardly able to walk. Even after these instances, it took months lost to mind-numbing painkillers, inability to work, socialize, or often get myself to the shops for food, and several different gynecologists until someone finally decided that I deserved my quality of life back. My treatment process was relatively fast compared to most, with some women going through 10 years of pain before doctors finally believed them enough to investigate the issue. Suggested treatment options include pregnancy. I won't even start on why that is absolutely ridiculous. Birth control pills, which can cause dangerous fluctuations to your body and your mental health. Expensive collections of supplements. A vegan diet, or simply constant painkillers and soldier on. A major issue with this illness is that it affects female-born people in many different ways and cannot be properly diagnosed currently without invasive surgery. For some, this often provides no relief from their symptoms and they are left to years of suffering. I would like to contribute to changing that. Having so little options of treatment for those who are currently suffering in this day and age is not acceptable. We need to do better in caring for those of the female sex, believing, supporting, and caring for them. Doctors, like my male doctor who first suggested that my pain was due to my period when I wasn't on it, or that it was back pain when it clearly wasn't coming from my back, they clearly need better education and tools at their disposal to believe women when they say that something feels wrong. We deserve help and a better way of life. So, whatever you can give, no matter how small, will be a step towards myself and millions of female people receiving the answers and help that they desperately need. Please help share this message and hopefully we can incite some real change. Thank you, and sending all my love.